Hello, everyone. First off, I'd like to thank the Trinidad Civic Club and Mrs. Dana Hope, our Mistress of Ceremonies, for inviting me here today. Memorial Day is a day of reflection, a time when we can look back and remember those who came before us. Not merely for the purpose of lineage, but because they stood up to give us the lives we enjoy today. The waters of the North Coast are some of the most beautiful and treacherous in the world. On one hand, they offer us majestic views and bountiful catches, while at the same time striking fear into even the most experienced of captains. As a result, countless seamen have given their lives trying to tame the harsh seas and capture its vast riches. Our community is no stranger to tragedy. Many a mariner, including many right here from Trinidad, have succumbed to the Pacific's icy depths. This year alone has seen tragedy unfold from Fort Bragg and Shelter Cove to Crescent City and even right up the coast to Big Lagoon. It proves that no matter how hard man tries to conquer the sea, she will always dictate her own destiny. It is from these losses, though, that our communities grow and strengthen. As one member passes, we come together, support one another, rebuild the life lost, learn from the tragedy, and pass these lessons on to the next generation of our maritime family. In the short time I've had the pleasure of living here, is this sense of community that has absolutely impressed me. In virtually every case I've supported, a good Samaritan, many from this harbor right here, has willingly put their lives on the line to help a fellow boater in distress. From a tuna boat captain maneuvering his ship perilously close to the rocks off Crescent City to help a disabled boater, to a crabber ditching his catch to save the life of a surfer washed out to sea. These are not just fishing towns. These are families at sea who care for one another just as much as they do for themselves, if not more. The risk for such action is great, as even the Coast Guard approaches these waters with trepidation. As many of you all know, our air station alone has borne the loss of 3 air crews as they too put their lives on the line for a complete stranger. Every year we help protect hundreds of miles of coastline and wildlife, protect fisheries, and preserve them for future generations, and save or assist hundreds of lives. But it's always with a heavy heart that we remember those that never came back. This year, another one of our shipmates gave his life to the mighty Pacific. Senior Chief Horn passed away not battling a storm or braving the waters to save a life, but did so in defense of our nation fighting against those who wish to harm him. He is a shining example of the dedication our Coast Guardsmen have to always standing the watch, no matter what the cost. And lest we forget those that this day is actually named for. Last year marked the War on Terror as the longest war America has ever fought, and the first time in more than 2 generations that virtually every family is either related to or knows someone that has served in combat. Yet, the most amazing part of this fact is that less than 1% of our nation stood up when the call rang out to serve the country. Sir Winston Churchill, after his diminutive Royal Air Force defeated the vastly superior German Luftwaffe in the Battle for Britain in 1940, gave a speech where he stated, "Never was so much owed by so many to so few." Even on this day, I find this saying particularly appropriate to our situation, as these young men and women, these brothers and sisters, these fathers and mothers, have stood up once again to battle tyranny in the hope of a lasting freedom. It is the actions of these few that give us the liberty to stand here today and enjoy the lives we live. However, they do not go about this fight alone. While the finest of our heroes go off to battle and stand the watch, it is their families who must stay at home and keep life going. My wife can personally attest to the hundreds of sleepless nights waiting for a phone call in the morning that may never come. Yet with the help of friends and neighbors, she and the family of countless other veterans have weathered the storm with support and encouragement of communities just like this one. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great honor and greater humility that I salute my fellow soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and Coast Guardsmen in the defense of our nation and protection of our freedoms. For while we may never recognize the true dividend of their efforts, we will always know the price that they paid willingly. Thank you for your time. Happy Memorial Day, and Semper Paratus.